Okay, guys, we are on episode number 2. If you stuck around till here, it means you are interested. So let's keep going. In today's episode, we will talk about the moment where you disconnected with yourself. So we're going to dive more into that. There's usually a moment in everyone's life that we don't really remember clearly, but it does change everything. And whether this moment you realize it consciously or not, but you realize that being fully yourself wasn't the safest option anymore. Maybe you had to become easier, more impressive, less emotional, more responsible, more perfect. And without noticing, you stopped asking, what do I actually feel? And you started asking things like this: what is expected from me? Today, I want to talk about that moment, because many adults are living far away from the version of themselves they once were. In coaching conversations, I often ask people a very simple question. When do you remember starting to feel different from yourself? At first, most people don't know, which is fine. They say, I've always been like this, always responsible, always productive, I'm always the strong one, I'm always the achiever. But when we slow down, memories begin to appear. A child realizing emotions were inconvenient, learning approval comes from performance, discovering that success earns safety and belonging. And what becomes clear is this. This pattern started as adaptation. At some point, becoming who others needed felt safer than being fully authentic. Yeah, I wanted to sit with that. I call this the difference between the survival self and the authentic self. Let's do this. The authentic self is who you were before constant monitoring. It's you. You were curious, you were expressive, you were emotional, spontaneous. Think of the authentic self as a child. They don't care about anything. They don't care what you say. They don't care about what other people. All they care about is self-expression. The survival self, on the other hand, develops later in life. It forms when the nervous system learns, I need to adjust who I am to stay loved, to stay safe, and to be accepted. And it can take many shapes. You can become a people pleaser, a perfectionism, an overachiever, hyper-independent. I'm not going to say anything to anyone. Sadly, these traits are often rewarded by the world. And it goes like this. We are going to promote you because you are an overachiever who betrays himself to please us. We love you, so please stay. And this usually happens in corporate jobs. So the survival self becomes stronger and more sophisticated, and eventually success gets built on top of it. But here's the hidden cost. The survival self knows how to function. It doesn't always know how to feel alive. So even when life works externally, something internally feels distant. You're disconnected. Let's understand why this happens emotionally and neurologically. A child's brain is wired for attachment. Belonging equals safety. If my mom and my dad loves me, I am safe. If they leave me, I will die. This is in the child's brain. So a child will do anything to please his parents so they can keep loving him. Now, take the same concept and make it bigger. Project it on business owners and artists. If I succeed, people will love me and I will finally belong somewhere. So let me keep succeeding even if I betray myself. At least I am safe. Neural pathways strengthen around behavior that bring approval or reduce conflict. Over time, authenticity disappears, of course, because at this point, survival is more important than authenticity. And this is why high-functioning adults often feel confused when they start personal growth. I get this a lot. They say, I don't know what I actually want. I don't know who I am without my roles, without my job, without my position. I feel successful, but I'm empty. And here is something very important. The survival self is not the enemy. I want you to understand that your survival self is there. It was trying to protect you. It helped you build a life. But it's time to let it go. But problems appear when survival strategies become permanent identities. So you grew up, right? You're an adult. But your nervous system is still operating from old rules, and creativity, fulfillment, emotional freedom requires something different. Safety inside yourself. Creativity doesn't care about people's opinion. A child in full flow mode doesn't care about who is around him. He just exists. I want to give you an exercise today called timeline reflection. Take a notebook and draw a simple timeline of your life. When did I start becoming who others needed me to be? Don't analyze too much. Just notice moments. It can be somewhere in school, family dynamic, a relationship you had to go through, a career phase maybe, whatever it is. I know now you're going to want to blame yourself, and this is where I'm going to stop you. The goal here is awareness. Keep your feelings for later. We will talk about them, don't worry. Second thing we're going to do today is we're going to draw two columns. The first one is called the survival self. What qualities helped you adapt, right? This is the question. Maybe responsibility, perfectionism, being agreeable, being strong, being productive. And then on the other side, write down the authentic self. When do you feel most natural, most relaxed, or most expressive? You will notice differences. Don't take them as failures. I want you to have a lot of compassion for yourself. Think of them as information. The third tool today, I call it micro reconnection. Each day, ask one simple question before making a decision. And it's this: what feels true for me right now? Not what you think is true. I want you to leave your head and be in your body. But what feels true to you. This way, you are a tiny step closer to your authentic self. I want you to pose now with this question. If you no longer needed to earn love or to earn approval or safety, what parts of you would come back online? Maybe curiosity? Maybe you'd say, oh, I want to rest, I just want to rest. Maybe you'd say, I want to be creative, I want to express myself without being afraid. Just notice what appears. You don't need to change anything yet. Awareness itself begins with reconnection. This was episode number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, a reminder, I offer a one-on-one 3-month program for business owners, artists, and leaders who feel successful on the outside, but they lack connection on the inside. They feel like something is missing, they're not fulfilled in their life. All you have to do is go to the link below so you can book your first discovery call directly with me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on my Instagram account @TheAuthenticCoach. I'm gonna see you in episode number 3.